I got a call from Jeremy last year, and he had written a song, and he heard some trumpets swimming around in his head. I wrote something he liked last year, and so he asked me if I'd be part of this again.
We're like, let's put horns in this. How about a trumpet? And Megan introduced me to Gene Dooley, and he came in. He was like, lays down track 1, and it was like, well, that's pretty good. Lays down track 2, and it's like, it's getting kind of hot in here, you know? And then he third harmony. And then by the time he laid down that 4th trumpet track, it makes my hair stand up on my arms. That's exactly what Gene did. And there was a level of magic that hit when we finished that song. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey man, I've got the song Wasted Time to follow up Let's Skip the Small Talk. And it really needs horns, but I want a horn section.
We hung out Saturday. It was just the two of us.
He shows up with, bar graphs and sheet music, right? With his own notes.
We got to focus on the roadmap and who plays what, when, and where. I'll be recording my trumpet part that I wrote, and then I had a friend down here, trombone player, and called him up and asked him if he knew a tenor player. So there's your 3-horn section: trumpet, trombone, tenor, sax.
This is my second time recording at Orb Studios, and I came back with an intent purpose. These guys are not only absolute pros, but I've been in music a long time, and it's been just such a wonderful, wonderful experience. Maybe about a month before we're getting to the actual date of the studio session, Robin and I are talking on the phone, and he's like, hey man, like John Paul Jones's daughter is in a band called Boa, and they're coming over from Europe to play sold out a tour, but their drummer is having difficulty getting, visa. They need me to go on tour, and that tour is a 20-day tour, and their tour ends a week after I need him in the studio. Matt, he tours a lot with Blue October, so working with everybody's schedules, right? And Ryan, I had Ryan come in for violins. I reached back out to Matt, and I said, hey, and we got a problem. He's like, what's up? I was like, well, told him the situation. And he was so calm and just so like, I've got the perfect guy.
That's too much awesomeness for one hand.
That's a solid pop. You're gonna get sick. Oh man, microphone got that.
I'll be honest, I've never met him. He came in, he was just kind of silly, goofy. At the end of it all, when I listen back to these 2 songs that we completed, absolutely, there's what I, as a drummer and a producer, wanted to get as an end result: perfection, right? If I have anybody replace Robin in the studio, it's gonna be Chris. Chris laying down the drums, holy shit. That guy is a fucking genius drummer. In sections where I might have went pop, 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 he would do pop, 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 it's like it added this release. And there's a section in one of the songs. I think it's Wasted Time. I'm not kidding you. It feels like he's it's almost like the whole band is over on that side of the tug of war, and it's just him, and he's going, just pulling you, just want to drag that beat per minute just a little bit. It's just all, and then right back in, And some producers will actually slow the chorus down intentionally for that. And I feel like he was able to kind of emulate that, because when I listen to it, every bit of me is like, we're about to fall behind the beat, and it never does. It never does. It's just fucking so on. Like, I'm telling you right now, he had this ride cymbal. It was really grating on my ear in the drum room. He's playing it, and it was coming through the speakers. I kept telling Matt, and sorry, Chris, I kept telling Matt, I was like, I do not like that ride cymbal. We got to get it out of there. We got to change. And I asked Matt probably 4 times, do you have another ride cymbal? Do you have another ride cymbal? He's like, yeah. And we were just about to say, I'm going to change it out. No. I actually did. I said, Victor, can we change out the ride cymbals? And he said it through the talk back into Chris, and Chris said, adamantly, adamantly said no. Trust me. He's like, that ring will drop out of the mix when you get everything going. And he's like, it's the right symbol. And it is, man. I listen back now and I'm so glad he was like, do not change the ride. And I, again, like I said, I'm a little bit of a control freak. I let that one go. And sometimes when you just let go of that control, man, you let other people do their thing, that's when you get, Sistine Chapel, man. You get something really fucking cool.
A match, a very good match. So, yeah, I'm very happy with how it's all turning out. Can't wait for you to put your spin on it tomorrow.
You got some candy to throw in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't doubt that one bit. I've only known you as a bass player, but as we talked yesterday, if you can play bass, you can play guitar. Not all guitar players can play bass.
That's true. Actually, that works kind of both ways, too, because there's a lot of bass players that can't play guitar either.
Well, true.
Kind of works both ways.
Yeah.
But I know some bass players that can't play bass.
I think I'm gonna actually dig in a little more on bass too. I might even try like soft but eighth notes. Yeah, this is better. I may want you to go a little more with the DI out.
Let's talk about Matt. Tell me about we're going to his studio, getting to work with him, and how did you feel watching him record these bass tracks?
Matt Noveskey. So if I had to describe somebody who didn't know Matt, if James Dean had a son who was a rock star bass player, that's Matt. He's kind of suave, he's very reserved. But when we connected on this project, I got to hear Matt's production style. In addition to liking Matt's style, my other thought is it's his studio. So if I hear something and I need it, who's the best person to help me get it out of that equipment and out of that studio? It's gonna be Matt, and it's gonna be Victor. And he comes in and they just boom, synced right up. He started getting his bass tones, was kind of ready to go. He did his homework. He knew the song. He really kind of knew what he wanted to do. And that's what I had really hoped for. I didn't want to really color what Matt was going to bring to the song. Sitting back, I'm usually the guy kind of doing everything. And this is the first project I really kind of sit back and let other people do things. And he just started tracking and he nailed it, man. It's just, the more I sat there, I was just so blown away. He's helping me co-produce these songs into something even better than I would have made on my own. And we have a better synergy now that we've played two songs together. So I think I'll be a better singer, and then we'll co-produce sort of a better package at the end of it. So he's a big part of the Orbital Junky project right now. Originally, I hadn't written Big City Dreams yet. So, I had Let's Skip the Small Talk, and then I wrote Wasted Time. And really, I was only about 3/4 of the way finished with it when I booked studio time for 2 days. Starting to play on piano then really kind of helped my ear and my inner songwriter sort of dive into what we wanted to add. So I knew before I even got to the studio that I wanted to bring in trumpets on Let's Skip the Small Talk. I wasn't exactly sure if it was just trumpet or if it was the magic three, the tenor, sax, trumpet, trombone. But Gene has this energy about, I don't know, he has this energy of, I want to do this, I want to be a part of this. And because of that kind of energy, I want him to be a part of it. And he brings some tools that I just simply don't have.
Could you please take out, we'll play the chorus, we'll play the intro?
The studio is a really cool vibe already. You got lots of things going on. But when the horn section shows up, man, it becomes like this level of energy that's hard to really describe because it's just, right? It's non-electrified, it's non-amplified, but and there's something about horn players, right? Interesting personalities come from all walks of life, right? But they all connect in a way in unison that it's so cool. So for me, I've done a lot of studio sessions and I've done a lot of recording, but I've not recorded a horn section for my own songs. and I'm listening in the control room, and the first take, man, it was breathtaking, and these guys just came in and absolutely killed it. Paulo Santos was our tenor sax player, and he just absolutely nailed it. There is a trombone solo in Big City Dreams that we got to watch. Javier, his name is Javier Stuppard. He's the backup trombone, and he came in and just within one, maybe two takes. I don't know. Again, I'm dealing with absolute pros here. You'll hear these really high-pitched trumpet parts that I'm like, I don't know how you did that. That's the stuff, man. It makes my hair stand up on end. Just like that Rocky intro, those really high pitched, that brass, man. Oh, it's so cool. And I've gone back and watched this footage a lot. And so between the horn sections, between sitting and watching Matt craft the bass parts, holy shit. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
We'll say bye to Ryan.
Yeah.
He showed up to play some violins for us today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah. No, man, come on.
Dude, thanks for the project, bro. Side by side on my piano keyboard.
He's in a band called Blue October.
Sometimes.
Nice.
Yes. Whenever they have me. I have these moments of bubbles that I think about my life or our lives, where you
Time
like
boxing.
time boxing. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I love it because we were so close. We were such good friends. At the time, you couldn't imagine your life without those people. And then all of a sudden, life just changed, and then you get another time box, right? And another time box, and like we're in this time box now, and seeing you and going back and remembering those days, it's like, man, how cool were those days, right? Running around like idiots down Deep Ellum, going to Deep Sushi and
Franzini's. Right next to trees.
Oh my gosh.
It's where this comes. I still eat a little bit.
I started that back then, right? Yeah.
Now we're dads.
Dads,
dude.
and baseball and cheerleading with my daughter but
Motorcycles with this 10-year-old.
motorcycles with a 10-year-old. But great to be back in the studio with you and playing on such great music. Can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Can I fanboy for just a minute?
Yeah.
Do you mind? Okay.
Yeah.
So when I met the Blue October guys originally, they were all just such genuine dudes. Like Ryan was one of the most eccentric guys and just a freaking demon on violin. Like I used to work the help desk, IT help desk, and Justin would be driving the van while they were on tour, and he and I would just be talking about just whatever. On top of that, I was a huge fan, dude. I've seen them play more times than I care to admit. I know all their songs. If Jeremy ever decided he didn't want to play drums for them anymore, I could literally step in next week. When Jared mentioned having Matt play on Let's Skip the Small Talk, and I knew that I was going to need some violins, I was like, I wonder, maybe I could get Ryan to come in and play violins. And it just so happened to work out. I have nothing but great things to say about Ryan. B, he's fucking hilarious. He's a lot of fun, dude. I'm getting to play with some of my favorite musicians, some of my favorite artists. It's great, man. It's really cool. I felt really good about the keys. I used two different setups for both songs. For Wasted Time, I used like a Rhodes-style electric sort of time piano, and it actually turned out really nicely. And then on Big City Dreams, that song is very Broadway kind of vaudeville kind of sounding, so it needed a piano. And originally we were going to use the big 13, I think it's a 13-foot grand piano, but we actually ended up deciding to use Victor's stand-up piano in Studio B because it was perfect. It was the perfect, it sounded right. It was just really nice. And for me, it felt really good to play. And I would say, given it was my first time ever in my years of being a musician and a studio player of actually laying down keys, I'm very proud of how I was able to lay down what was needed for the song and not overplay and also not underplay. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. It felt great. The vocals, is really always the toughest for me. I say the first, the first 30 minutes or so was really interesting because I have been working on these songs for a few months, and they're in my head the way they're in my head, and I'm used to executing them in a particular way. But when I execute them, I'm always doing something else at the same time. So now I have time to not think about executing a piano or a keyboard part while just focusing on how to hold my breath or articulate a part, or maybe that word doesn't sound right. After about, like I said, maybe 20, 30 minutes, I started to loosen up. And what was nice is even Matt and Vic, they both kind of piped in. They're like, hey, man, you're really like nailing this. You're really kind of starting to just hit this shit, So it went from, some discomfort and multiple takes early on to, I think, really very few takes toward the end. And when I listen back now, I'm like, wow, there are a couple parts where I really like use this sultry trick to kind of like stretch the vocal part and use my voice to be more of like a horn instrument to add texture and not just sing and not overperform. That was another thing Matt really helped me with, was like, just say it but sing it. And when he said that really I think also added to that, like, yeah, man, just fucking be confident, like say it like you would to your friend, but sing it in an interesting way. And once we got to that point, man, it felt great. With that kind of direction, right, that kind of input, it'll be that much better. So going into these two new songs, I knew Matt would be able to deliver exactly what was needed. This particular studio session, it was even better than Let's Skip the Small Talk because more of his particular style got to come out. Watching Matt feel proud of doing something as a part of a project that I created, right, that's a huge compliment. Seeing other people, right? Like watching these horn players add this, watching James lay down these beautiful little guitar parts, like I'm really, truly, truly very grateful and very blessed to have, these guys as a part of this because, yeah, it wouldn't be nearly this good without them. When you hear it, you won't hear a vapid piece of trash. You won't hear something with just gobs of samples. We craft genuine, real instruments. We want to use real violins and real horns. And the things that used to give me goosebumps when I went to the movies, that's what I'm creating now.